Welcome to Business Legal Lifecycle TV, the live TV show all about the legal aspects of your business to help educate you on complex legal terms in an easy to understand manner, to help understand why you need to do certain things in your business from a legal point of view, and to help you develop a plan for the future. Our mission at Business Legal Lifecycle is to help empower all small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Business Legal Lifecycle TV. It's Fast Fix Monday here on the show, where we go through something fast. I guess it's a fast fix for everyone. Today we're talking about employees during this month of the show. As always, I have with me Jeremy Stretton, the founder of the Business Legal Lifecycle. Say hello to everyone, please, Jeremy.
Hi everyone, hope you're having a great day.
Excellent. All right, so as I said, we're talking about employees, specifically 3 things you need to consider when bringing on a new employee. So it's an exciting time in your business, bringing on someone new, but there's a number of things you need to consider. We've come up with 3 that we're going to talk about today. So Jeremy, do you want to kick off with the first thing you need to consider when bringing on a new employee?
Yeah, thanks Craig. So the first thing is an onboarding process. So when you're bringing on a new employee, it's really important to have a process or a procedure that actually takes them through what your business is about, how you do things. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're a single person business or you're a business with multiple employees. If you have a business that has any sort of systems, then you need to train the person on that, because the way that they've done that, what they do in their previous jobs is going to be completely different to the way that you do things. Well, maybe not completely different, but at least different in a lot of respects. So you need to be able to show them what to do. And so that's got to be in some sort of system. We have a spreadsheet that goes through and trains everyone up on what they need to do. And then we also have a very comprehensive manual in our law firm that goes through all that information. And so that's really important, is to make sure that you've got an onboarding process and that you take each new employee through that process so that there's consistency in how they've been trained. So that's the first one. Craig, number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 2 is, have you set the expectations? It's very important to do that at the beginning. If you don't set a number of expectations in relation to that employee and let things go, or you're not clear about exactly what the employee needs to be doing, and you let it go for 6 months, then all of a sudden you think, oh, I better change all this because they're not doing something that I expected them to do. It's very hard to go backwards then and try to set expectations after a period of time. So it's important to do it at the beginning. The expectations about how the job's to be done, how the reporting is to be done, all those sorts of things need to be set at the beginning. They'll be in, or should be in, your manual as to how things are to run from an administrative point of view in the business. Depending on what sort of job they have, there might be other manuals and policies about how things are done in particular. It's very important that at the beginning you've got those expectations, so there's no confusion as to how things to go. Then you get a good idea during that first period of time about the employee that they are meeting those expectations, and you've got a great employee on your hands and you can go further with that. So very important to set the expectations at the beginning, because it's very hard to undo things like that if you don't get onto it right at the beginning. So that's the second one. Jeremy, the third and final consideration.
Yeah, the third and final consideration is really more a mindset for you and for your team. And that's to understand that when you bring in a new team member, that you've got to consider the 4 stages of team formation. Now, we'll have to do a podcast later, Craig, on this because this is a whole topic of itself. But the 4 stages of team formation are forming, storming, norming, and performing. And very quickly, forming is when you're coming together. So it's the coming together of a team. Storming is when inevitably in any person-to-person relationships there are little issues there. Norming is when those issues get ironed out, and performing is when you have a really high-performing team. So you've got to remember that there are 4 stages of team formation, that it's not just going to click straight away. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't matter whether who you bring together. People do things differently, and so you're going to go through that process. So Craig, I think there's a whole podcast just in the 4 stages of team formation, but I think it's a really important thing for people to recognise just in this quick Fast Fix Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so they're the 3 things that we've come up with that you need to consider with a new employee. So you've got the onboarding process, very important. setting expectations and just thinking and knowing that there are 4 stages of the team formation, and that obviously at the beginning it's the forming stage, and you need to consider how that works from a forming point of view and not get too stressed if things aren't happening straight away, because that's part of the formation of a team. So they're the 3 things. If you've got any questions or want to add anything to today's show, please get in touch with us. Today's show was number 194. So the show notes will be available if you go to the website, businesslegallifecycle.com.au/194 for show 194.